are here, as we said, on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. It's Monday, so boo. Anyway, it's Peach's Pit Party. Yeah! On K-Barrel 101. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. Over the weekend, it felt like I was all over the place. I got 11,000 steps in yesterday because I went for a walk in the morning. Saturday night, I decided to drive to my friend Brian's neighborhood again. It was around 11 p.m., and I went, you know what? I'm kind of afraid of this certain part of that trail that I don't necessarily want to walk in the complete darkness. So I drove all the way out to his neighborhood just to turn right back around, and then the next morning go right back out there and actually get the job done. And went for that walk Sunday. Then my friends Bryson and Charlotte hit me up asking if I wanted to go shopping with them. So we walked around TJ Maxx, the mall, Target. By the time that was all done and over with, I had over 8,000 steps, and then I went for, a short walk that night. Look at me just telling you about my steps count. You like that? I did over the weekend. What was it? I think I went to Capriotti's on Saturday. I didn't actually go there. I had it DoorDashed because I'm hiding from the public eye, at least for the most part, even though I just said I was out shopping around. I did not want to be out there. I was like, I want to be back at my place. Or, at least only going out in the dark, in this weird summer I've been having. Nothing feels lower, though, when you sell your dining room table, right? I don't have a dining room table anymore. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace to this couple in Rexburg. So I've been eating in my bed. I've had a problem of doing that even when I had the dining room table. I just like to eat in my bed for whatever reason. And I had this foot-long tuna sandwich from Capriotti's. The lettuce got everywhere. I went to go to bed Sunday night. Last night, there's still lettuce bits in my bed, making me sound like a complete and utter pig. Anyway, it's Peach's Pit Party right here. Yes, of course, I threw away the lettuce. I washed the bed sheets too. Don't worry about it, all right? I'm not gross, okay? K-Barrel 101. So Saturday, after my live broadcast at Chocolate Plunge, their grand opening in Idaho Falls, right there by Cup Bop and Zion's Bank and all of that. After my 2-hour remote from broadcasting there, I went to somebody's house because I bought their painting off Facebook Marketplace for $10. Another bland painting. This one I hung up in my bedroom. I took down other wall decor, put that up. Now I'm trying to make them all artsy inside my place. I've talked about that on the show plenty of times. I've been trying to transform not only myself, but my peach pad as well. And I think the next thing I'm going to work on is practicing a better signature. I'm always signing stuff now, especially here at work. And it pisses me off seeing my cursive skills whenever I sign things like a vacation form, even the back of a new debit card. I want to better my signature because what if a listener wants my autograph for whatever reason? There was one K-Bear listener, I completely forgot to get his name, at Chocolate Plunge. He showed up, said he listens to Peach's Pit Party every day, made my week. So shout out to that guy. Appreciate you tuning in, man. We took a picture together, and I was just thinking, what if somebody wants me to sign something, and they look at my signature and go, "Wow, that sucks." So I went to a YouTube tutorial, and now I look like a madman having this piece of paper here in the Z103 studio where I'm doing this show, and I'm writing my name relentlessly over and over and over again. Back in 4th grade, there was a thing back in 4th grade for me at least with Mr. Moore, where if you didn't put your name on the piece of paper, he would have you write your name down over 100 times. I feel like that trained me for this moment. I'm just practicing my signature over and over and over again. Anyway, here's Magnolia Park, Shallow on K-Bear 101. Like I just mentioned in that previous break here on Peach's Pit Party, I've been trying to amp up my style. I've been using Sunless Tanner as of late because I want to go back home at the end of the month and actually look somewhat tan. My friend Matt, he's dark. Jose, he's ginger. So I don't want to be either extreme. I want to be the middleman. I want us to look like a weird version of Neapolitan ice cream. Matt's the dark one. I'm middle. Jose's light. I was thinking about, getting a silver chain. Because that's the in thing now. Why did the music bed just randomly stop? That's the in thing now, is to just wear a necklace, a chain. I asked my friends, they're like, you would look like a complete nutter D-bag if you wear a chain. I'm like, I kind of want to go for the humble D-bag look, I want to go for, hey, he looks like a wannabe frat dude, but he's also nice at the same time. We've all met those dudes. My friend John, who's in L.A. Doing radio, he wears the gold chain. He has like the fancy button-down shirts, and he works way earlier than I do, and he's pulling off these outfits all the time. And I'm like, you know what? But he's also one of the nicest dudes ever. You wouldn't think that if you saw him. You're like, wow, what a jerk. You know, you look at this guy, and he looks pretentious. But no, John's one of the nicest, most down-to-earth people. Not to insult his style. He can pull it off. If I try anything ridiculous, not even just ridiculous, if I try anything out of the ordinary, it looks weird. Like if I put on a silver chain, I don't know how I feel about it. But so I bought one. I was like, you know what? I'll pull the trigger. I'll buy one for like $27 off Amazon. I'm like, what would look best? 5mm, how many inches long? Went for 24 inches, bought it. It was getting ready to ship. I backed out. I canceled it. I was like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. I've been contemplating getting one over and over and over again, but I'm like, you know what? That $27 can end up going to my plane ticket home. And you know what? I did buy my plane ticket last night. I'm officially flying home August 28th to celebrate my 30th birthday that next day with my family. Gonna be such a fun time, I think. I got so excited. I was teary-eyed. My friends Bryson and Charlotte invited me over. That's what we did Sunday night. We went swimming after we did the whole shopping trip. I took a afternoon break from those two, and then they invited me back over to their apartment complex to swim. And I right before I went over there, I bought the plane ticket. And so when I was driving from my place to theirs, I was blasting Daughtry's Home, singing along like, I'm going home. Like the whole thing, tears in my eyes and all. Peaches Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. If you're thinking about changing jobs right now, you might want to do a little more homework before you hit apply. A Business Insider is highlighting a new database that can help you figure out which companies are actually worth working for. The Burning Glass Institute and the Schultz Family Foundation looked at the career histories of 12 million workers across nearly 2,000 companies. The database lets you compare companies based on three things: how often employees get promoted, how well they retain their workers, and how they pay. And they're looking specifically at 6 major tech jobs, including software engineers, data scientists, blah, 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 blah. With hiring slowing down, it's probably worth figuring out what you're actually getting into before you leave one job for another, because if you're going to make a move, you want it to be somewhere you can actually grow. And if you're looking for a career where you can take ownership and make a real impact, you got to check out HireEastIdaho.com. This week's Hire East Idaho Job of the Week is a construction operations manager position with Castle Rock Homes. It's a key leadership support role for an established multi-generational home builder working on custom and spec homes throughout eastern Idaho. You'll oversee the financial and procurement side of construction, everything from full charge bookkeeping and purchase orders to accounts payable, job costing, material takeoffs, coordinating deliveries. You also work directly with ownership and the management team from pre-construction through completion and help clients with their interior, exterior, finish selections. If this sounds like something for you, man, go to HireEastIdaho.com. Hire East Idaho, connecting people with opportunity. Last year, it was discovered that the LA Clippers got into some salary shenanigans with Kawhi Leonard by arranging an endorsement deal with a company called Aspiration. The deal paid Leonard millions of dollars and involved Leonard doing nothing in return. Well, it seems Leonard also had a similar deal with the scoreboard manufacturer Darktronics. More money to Leonard in exchange for zero work. All this is a big deal because it looks like the Clippers set these deals up to pay Leonard extra money that doesn't have any impact on their salary cap, which, of course, is an unfair advantage over the other teams in the league. It doesn't look like this story is going away. We'll just have to wait and see how big it grows as people keep digging into it. I mean, look at the LA Clippers, LA's B team, obviously cheating. The sports of baseball and cricket have a few things in common, mostly involving hitting a ball with a piece of wood. Now, Major League Baseball is bringing the two sports together in Mumbai, India on October 24th. Former MLB stars Nick Swisher and Adrian Gonzalez, and India's best cricket player, will take part in a co-ed 3-on-3 home run derby, which rewards players for home runs and defensive catches. Major League Baseball clearly wants to grow the game of baseball in India. You know, the population's 1.5 billion people, where cricket is king. The University of Akron has found a great way to boost the number of football season ticket holders by entering them into a random drawing where the winner will get to script the first offensive play at their home opener on September 12th. The winner will get to come to the Akron campus before the game to meet with head coach Joe Moorhead for some play calling advice. On game day, the winner will also take part in a press conference, then get mic'd up with a headset in the coach's box for the first half. The promotion is working wonders as the school has sold out all their suites for the first time in program history and already surged past their annual ticket sales goals. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Motionless and White on K-Bear 101. FJ has joined the show. I called him from his office and said, hey, why don't you talk to me about what you did over the weekend? Because the listeners would love to know. The listeners would attend something like this. I feel like I say sarcastically because you went to Rappin' the Rivers.
Yes, I did.
It's not Rockin' the Rivers. You went to Rappin' the Rivers. Does Rockin' the Rivers happen the same time?
They don't do it anymore.
They don't do Rockin' the Rivers anymore?
It's done.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not 100% on why they ended that, but now there's a Rockin' the Rivers stage.
Oh, you're not kidding. I just looked up Rockin' the Rivers. Permanently closed.
Yep. They have a Rockin' the Rivers stage, which is, it was kind of a joke. It was like
a bunch of local bands from Montana.
I mean, it was that, but it was like a little tiny thing. Their sound booth consisted of a hay bale with some plywood put over it.
So you went to this because your friend had a ticket for you.
Yeah, he had a ticket, and I like getting out and doing stuff.
I was about to say, you didn't want to say no to that?
No, some camping, hanging out with friends. I figured it'd be fun. I had a good weekend.
Did you drive all the way out there, or did you hitch a ride with them?
I rode with my friend.
Perfect. Cardwell, Montana?
Yeah. Basically find the middle of nowhere, and that's where it was.
So Rappin' the Rivers, the headliners were DaBaby, which
I watched like half a song.
He's more problematic than he is popular. That Mexican OT.
I watched like half a song.
And Paul Wall, who I've heard before.
I didn't watch any of his set. I heard it from camp.
But then you have like Dogface 208. He was there too.
Yeah, I saw him walking around a couple times.
But then you have Filth and Foul, Champagne Drip.
Filth and Foul, my one buddy went and watched. He said they were really good. I think they were more of a local act.
Okay.
A lot of them were like local Montana rappers.
I was about to say, some of these names, like Austin Martin instead of Aston Martin.
And some of them were also DJs because they had a whole EDM stage.
Well, that makes sense, too, especially for Rappin' the Rivers people. A DJ Bionic, DJ Briggs, JCs. I'm looking at some of these names here. You said YDB, we'll call him that, was probably one of the worst things you have, or worst performances you have ever seen.
I can't even really call that a performance. He was like the MC for the main stage.
Oh, it says right there, as our main host and MC plus more.
He pretty much just played a bunch of music and had people come up and dance with him. And it was really stupid. It's a half hour of my life I will never get back.
Would you consider that to be the worst performance you have ever seen musically?
Top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
What would be number 1 for you?
Lil Wayne.
Where?
In Salt Lake.
Really?
Yeah, and that concert was just real bad too. It was not Lil Wayne and Drake, it was Lil Wayne versus Drake. You were supposed to download an app and vote for who was doing better the whole time, and once again a free concert that I was given a ticket to, and I regretted that so bad.
I'm shocked they stopped doing Rockin' the Rivers, because I was just talking to one of our friends, Corey. I was hanging out with him and Mike, two of our close friends there, and one of them really was just saying, "Oh no, it's like Rockin' the Rivers still happening."
Nope, it's been done for a couple years, I guess.
It looks like it's done for. Rappin' the Rivers instead.
Yeah, and apparently they've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years.
What a weird place for a rap festival.
It's
Montana.
in the middle of nowhere.
Like Montana, out of all states. You would think like Atlanta. You would think like Chicago. Montana.
Somewhere with a city?
Yeah, somewhere with a city, and more so a diverse crowd, as I would say.
Oh, there was a diverse crowd there.
Oh, because I feel like everyone's flocking, like everyone's flocking to that area from around, like here, of course, and who knows, Spokane maybe.
There was a rock guy from Spokane there, because I went to the Rockin' the River stage a few times.
And he's trying to escape the fires.
No, Montana was on fire.
No, but No,
it was so smoky.
Montana was on fire too?
Oh, dude, it was so smoky. I feel like I smoked a pack a day for a weekend.
Well, if listeners want to go to an actual rock show, they can always check out the concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. So ever since I sold my Xbox Series X and my Xbox One, my excitement for GTA 6 has gone out the window. Just because I won't be able to play it until, like, I don't know when. Actually, I don't think there's even a release date out there for GTA 6 for the PC. But if you're a console owner, if you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, I guess gamers will get an unprecedented look at GTA 6 thanks to a first-of-its-kind streaming partnership. Rockstar Games and Netflix teamed up to premiere an extended preview of the game on August 27th, marking the first time a video game has debuted extended footage on the streaming platform. If all goes according to plan, Grand Theft Auto 6, the first main entry in the franchise in 13 years, will be released November 19th. People have been posting non-stop rumors about that game. Non-stop. I think I saw something IGN posted saying it got delayed again. I clicked on it, and it was like, oh, yeah, it got delayed to November of this year. I'm like, wait, that was already news. Are they just rehashing old articles for the clicks? Because people like me see the headline, delayed again, and immediately click on it. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I saw a pretty funny question get asked on Ask Reddit, asking girls, what's an article of clothing that a guy might wear that can completely ruin him for you? Of course, what is the most controversial item of clothing out there? I'll give you a hint. It's footwear. Crocs. Crocs, number one. Jorts at number two, which I haven't seen anybody wear jorts besides John Cena. He's the only guy I've known to pull them off, but he's also the only guy I've known to wear those things. Unattractive shoes, for what's an article of clothing that a guy might wear that can completely ruin him for you. I think this is entirely personal, but it has put me off a few times. And then someone else said those toe shoes that look like feet. I think Josh Tyler has a pair of those. You can always tell a guy that wears those types of shoes just by looking at them. You ever go to like a crowded store and you see those dudes that look like they go camping all the time, backpacking, all of that? You're like, oh, I bet they own those foot shoes. Skinny jeans even made the list, and I don't know, because I like skinny jeans over the giant inflatable jeans that people wear now because it's fashionable, those giant loose jeans or whatever. Shoes with no socks. I remember some of those kids were trying to play basketball. Basketball shoes with no socks. I wanted to send them right to jail. I wish there was some sort of notification that would pop up on Facebook whenever there was a story posted that's way old, so that way I know not to talk about it. There was this particular page. Do I still have the link saved? Anyway. Oh, I do have the link saved. It was posted by this page called like VT. And it was talking about this 23-year-old man who suffered one of the worst deaths imaginable after falling into a Yellowstone hot spring. Thought they may be beautiful, though they may be beautiful. The geysers can be deadly, as he tragically found out. And this is a 10-year-old story that they just decided to reshare 23 hours ago. And it was talking about this guy that, didn't follow the rules, went into the hot spring and died, natural selection, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking about, I saw all the comments talking about this story. People have been getting dumber, I feel like, overall. They can't read. They're not paying attention. They're wanting to do their thing because they want to. They're ignorant. You got people going into Yellowstone, messing with the fluffy cows, trying to go into the hot pool, thinking they'll survive by going into it. No, go to a hot tub. I went into the hot tub over the weekend. An actual hot tub. The water's hot. I don't like being in the hot tub for too long because it makes me lightheaded. But it is fun to go from the hot tub to the pool, back to the hot tub, back to the pool. You do that weird switcheroo thing. I can't imagine wanting to go into a natural water source that's going to boil you alive. Again, natural selection. I did see that book in Barnes & Noble yesterday, Death in Yellowstone. I definitely should get a copy of that. No, actually, no, wait. Why did I just say that? Because over the weekend, I sold my bookcase to Victor, and I sold all the books that I had in it to the bookshelf in Idaho Falls, and then I saved 3 books that I knew Victor would want and gave those to him. So, as the guy who doesn't read, I now officially have 0 books. So that doesn't help me at all. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Barrel 101. I hang out on Discord quite a lot. All my friends are all around the country, so we often just sit in there and talk with one another, etc. You know, that whole thing. And my friend Cryo, his real name's Chauncey, but we call him Cryo because that was his gamer tag back when I first started talking with him. And he hates his real first name, so yeah, we just call him Cryo. And he has his own server, and he has this particular voice channel called Watching Cartoons, and he'll often stream whatever show he feels like watching, and people can join him and watch the shows with him. But he's into a lot of, like, I don't want to say nerdy crap, but it's definitely nerdy crap. I joined the call one time Friday evening, maybe Thursday evening, and he was, like, comparing the different Power Rangers costumes. Can't get much nerdier than that. And then so Sunday he was watching, I think, X-Men, but it was like a cartoon version of X-Men. I don't know what show it was called or what it was called, anything like that. But he was watching it and he was quiet for the most part. So me and my other friend Christian, we're talking in there, going back and forth. And I think Cryo must have been getting annoyed that we were just talking in the server. And then Cryo started screaming like he was watching a football game. He was like, yeah, Gambit, yeah, let's go, Gambit. And that's when I said, this dude's watching a cartoon like it's a football game. Jeez. And then he just immediately left the call right after I said that. Must have annoyed him. And I texted him, what happened? No answer. It's like, dude, come on, you're watching an X-Men cartoon. It's not live. You know it's all scripted and it's a story. Anyway. Here's Sublime. Feel like that on K-Barrel 101. Atreyu on K-Barrel 101. It's Idaho's only rock station. Last night, one of those nights, I just could not sleep. Well, I fell asleep rather fast, but then I woke up in a cold sweat from an awful dream. My bed sheet, my fitted sheet, was just not even on the bed anymore. Like, I don't know what happened to it. I think I move around quite a lot when I sleep. Like, the corners were off. I saw the mattress pad. Like, what's going on? It was 4:30. I was kind of hot but cold at the same time. I don't know. But it was like 4:30 in the morning when I woke up. And I had this awful, awful dream. And I know you don't want to picture this, but I typically sleep in my underpants. So I was like, you know what? I'm kind of thirsty. Had a big thing of water. Finished that. Was still kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I wanted something to eat too, but I didn't want to eat anything really. So I had a watermelon that I just cut up in my fridge. Go to my kitchen, and I go inside the fridge, and I pull out this giant tub of watermelon cubes, and I'm just standing there in my undies with the galaxy on it, like these planets and stars all in my underpants, and I'm standing there just eating watermelon by the handful, and my window's wide open. Sure enough, my neighbor is out there. Like, I think he saw me and was pretending not to look. I have to have the windows open at night because my place does not have AC. All right, it's a sauna in there. I need to bring the cold air in during the night, and then trap it in by closing the windows as I leave for work. And yeah, this guy totally saw me just eating watermelon by the handful in my Galaxy boxers. But you know what? No one asked him to look. My windows are right there. It's just bad placement. He'll learn next time not to look again. Yeah, some Slayer on K-Barrel 101, Idaho's only rock station. It's Peaches here with just that reminder that we're giving away tickets to Godsmack and Dorothy. They're going to be at the Mountain America Center. Oh, I forgot the date already. Is it October 10th? I think it's October 10th because Yellowstone, no, I almost said Yellowstone. Yellow Wolf and Highly Suspect are also going to be at the Mountain America Center the next day. But we're giving away tickets to Godsmack and Dorothy this week. I think we're just giving out the cue to call. That's pretty much it. At any point, any day this week, we'll be like, hey, be caller so-and-so. And then be that caller at 208-535-1015. Not right now. I'm just telling you about the show. And if you want to buy tickets, you can find the link to the show within our concert calendar or go to the Mountain America Center website. Here's a Perfect Circle, Starless on K-Barrel 101. That one right there is for our business manager, Colby. He's a big fan of Weezer for some reason. I don't want to fight with him on it because I think Weezer is one of the worst bands out there. But, to each their own. Weezer is going to be at some venue in Salt Lake City that I can't remember the name of right now, but it's on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. You can also find the shortcut to it via the K-Bear 101 app. Speaking of other people here in the building, Maddie Kidd, who's been on the air from time to time, Mad Dog, she's awesome. She is going to be sacrificing her old Subaru to participate in the crazy figure eight car races that are going down this Friday, August 14th. Not Saturday, Friday, the 14th at the Madison County Fairgrounds. Again, not at the Rigby Fairgrounds. It's up in Rexburg. We'll give away those passes. There's a whole big pile of them here in studio, so I'm sure Victor will give away these just at random or whatever. But I would love for us to pack the fairgrounds with everyone wanting to cheer on Maddie. I don't know if she'll try to win the whole thing. I don't know if there even is a winner. It is funny just to watch those cars go in a big figure eight, and I think the weather's not going to be the best if you're not going to something like this. I mean, I think it's supposed to be like rainy, somewhat cold, so there'll be mud, and that's great for some good old redneck fun. So this Friday, the crazy figure eight car races. If you want a family 4-pack to these, just bother Victor tomorrow morning. Call him, be like, hey, give me a pack or whatever, and cheer on Maddie. Here's Royal Bliss now, Warning on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I take the same old airline to and from Southern California. It's the only one that goes straight to, rather than doing a 30-minute layover in Salt Lake City. I go from Idaho Falls Regional to John Wayne in Santa Ana, California. And it's nice because it's not too long of a flight. It's pretty cheap, but also you have to pay for just like a personal item. You don't have to pay for the personal item, but you have to pay for the carry-on bag. You have to pay for... what else do you have to pay for? Why did the music bed again just randomly stop? I hate this. You have to pay for... what am I thinking of here? The carry-on, the checked-in bag. They also nickel and dime you if you want to if you want to have a snack or drink on the plane. You have to buy them, and I usually hear a few people every time I go fly back home or back from home to here. I'll hear people on the flight go, "Wait, it's not free? Why aren't you just handing out these tiny bags of Cheez-Its for free?" And they're like, no, that's that'll be $4. I was just reading something here about how this cheap airline, this Australian airline, where was it again? I should have had the whole thing pulled up here. Talking about how, so it's a budget airline in Australia called Jetstar. They're saying passengers will soon have to pay extra if they want to store a carry-on bag in the overhead bin. Under the new policy, travelers can still bring a small personal item for free, but anything that goes in the overhead compartment will require a paid priority carry-on option. Fees will start at about 25 Australian dollars, approximately 18 US on short flights, can reach 86 Australian dollars, 60 US on some international routes. Jetstar says the move gives customers more choice, helps keep base fares low, but that's because you're also charging them extra, so they still have to pay for that on top of that. When I was booking my flight yesterday, I called my dad and was like, hey, how many pairs of shirts, or how many pairs of shorts do I have in my old closet? He's like, I think you have a fair amount of clothing here. And I go, perfect. So I didn't pay for the carry-on bag. I'm packing nothing. There's no way you're having me pay $90 for a carry-on bag, thanks to this airline wanting to be cheap and nickel and dime you with everything. So there was that time a few years back. I just went to Walmart's website, bought a whole bunch of cheap T-shirts and pairs of shorts, and just shipped them to my parents' place and had them put those in the closet. I don't know about you, but I've been getting non-stop telemarketing calls as of late. We were in the promotions meeting this morning. My leg is leaning on the chair, the metal part of the chair. Some spam caller tries calling me. The room's quiet. And then, of course, my phone vibrates the whole chair. Dun, dun, dun. I had to quickly double tap the button on the side of my phone in my pocket. Of course, I look at it later. It's some random spam call from the Glendora, California. As a guy who's from Southern California, I've never heard of Glendora, California, but they tried calling me. And then there was like 4 other numbers that tried calling me this morning as well. Well, maybe I should just move to France, because there's a new law there that goes into effect tomorrow that bans all unsolicited telemarketing calls without prior consent. The move is aimed at reducing nuisance calls, protecting people from deceptive sales tactics. Under the new law, individuals who make illegal sales calls could face hefty fines up to $90,000 per call. Companies could be fined up to $400,000 per call. French officials say the change comes after years of consumer complaints. Why can't we just have that here? Why not? There's no need to have these spam calls. I keep getting asked, is Janet around? Are you Mr. Martinez? Yeah, I keep getting calls for Janet Martinez. I've had this phone number since 6th grade. There's no need. I don't know what, I'm baffled. I'm at a loss for words. Keep getting calls for Janet. I don't sound like a Janet at all. Anyway, here's the warning. Kerosene on K-Bear 101. Here we go with today's What the Headline. There's an unusual health warning coming out of China, where an 18-year-old camper temporarily lost part of his hearing after spending more than 4 hours surrounded by the loud sounds of cicadas in a forest. Doctors say the teen developed a ringing in his ears, hearing difficulties after exposure to hundreds of the insects at once. While a single cicada isn't typically loud enough to cause damage, experts say large groups can exceed 85 decibels, a level that can harm hearing over time. The teen recovered fully after treatment, 2 weeks of rest, but doctors say prolonged exposure to any loud noise, even sounds from nature, can pose a risk. I keep getting that warning. Volume should be turned down every single time I go for my walk or run or whatever. And it tells me how many decibels I've been listening to. And I'm like, okay, maybe I do need to turn it down. I think my sister Bailey, she's the one that's able to listen to music at a very low volume and still enjoy it. I myself, I'm like, I want to feel like I'm hearing it live and I'm just exercising at the concert, you know? Of course, I'll pay for it later down the line. Hey, if you're like me and you're like, dude, why is the Halloween stuff already out? Home Depot is apparently skipping straight to Christmas. In fact, 2 of its giant holiday decorations have already sold out. The hot items are an 8.5-foot Santa carrying a lantern and an equally massive reindeer pulling a sleigh. Both cost $300. Shoppers online are complaining they missed their chance to grab one. The good news is Home Depot will likely restock them. The bad news, apparently the countdown to Christmas has officially begun. I mean, we're only about 4.5 months away. I think Josh from Classy 97 already thinking about Christmas over there. Talking about the Christmas playlist, sponsorships, all of that stuff. I'm like, we're already at the end of 2026. By the time my birthday comes around, that is usually the start of the school year. And I haven't been in school for 8 years, but I still feel like that feeling of dread that school is back in session. Usually my commute to and from work is not that bad in the summer because I pass by the Idaho Falls High School, and now there's going to be students back there again, scurrying across the street, taking up space, getting in the way of me getting to the studio on time. Here's Shinedown Monsters on K-Bear 101. Idaho's only rock station. It's Peach's Pip Party right here on K-Bear 101. I had to deliver some devastating news. Do I have any sad music beds? I think the saddest I have is Pomp and Circumstance, which, I mean, is not necessarily sad, but, I have sexy sax music. Should I play this? All right. It's Peach's Pit Party. Maybe Pomp and Circumstance would be a better option. Because we're talking about... Oh, they're both playing at the same time. Whoops. Okay, there we go. We're talking about a dead bird here. Josh from Classy 97 has been obsessed with this bald eagle over in Big Bear, California. I think it's a family of bald eagles. This poor eagle by the name of Jackie has passed away. It was announced to me on Facebook by one of our good friends, Jeffrey Nauman. He's a record rep, super nice dude, been in the business for a lot of years. He posted about it, and I went, that's something that Josh is obsessed with. Let me go tell him. I couldn't find him. I was running around the office trying to find Josh, and then I heard his voice coming from Jade's office, and so he walked by. He's like, Peaches was wrong. I'm like, dude, Jackie's dead. He goes, runs to the studio. He was all sad about it, too. Maddie was way worse. Maddie, who's manning down our front desk today, I told her, you would have thought I told her like her mom died. She was all devastated. And so then I sent both of them an animated GIF of a dead bird on the floor. I don't know why that was so funny to me, but I just did that. Maddie texted me back, "You're cruel." Oh, I do feel bad for Jackie. This bird apparently was attacked by 2 juvenile bald eagles, and then they had to put her in treatment. She was getting worse and worse, and unfortunately, they pulled the plug as of today. Jackie no longer with us. May she rest in peace. That beautiful Big Bear bald eagle.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.